What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Grace Jones, and we're back to the first disc on her Warm Leatherette. Again, I apologize, I should have looked a little more closely, but there was a rogue track from the second disc in there, though I did enjoy that track a great deal. And, you know, to say that it was a remarkable vocal performance from Grace would be a gross understatement. In any case, we're back to the first disc, and the next track is Love is the Drug. So love, quite literally, strong emotional feelings, they definitely involve electrochemical activity in your brain and like your endocrine system and physiology throughout your body, such that, through the release of dopamine and other chemicals, the feelings you can have when you're very passionately and emotionally involved with someone, they can resemble the experiences of being high from drugs or from having a non-typical chemical configuration like coursing through your brain. So yeah, ultimately it's not unreasonable or just metaphorical, I should say, to speak of love in the same context of chemical substances in that regard. So I do wonder, how deeply it'll play on some of the possible figurative expressions, the idea of being addicted and perhaps the idea of being, high and delirious, but then crashing down once maybe the experience of love hits a roadblock or a speed bump, which I don't know why suddenly I'm using traffic-related metaphors. Regardless, I do wonder just how far the metaphor will go. I also wonder, whether the experience will be depicted as more positive or negative, because again, drugs, like obviously there are a range of attitudes towards such things in songs, but by and large in society and even in music, there are songs about drug addiction, and they tend to be, negative songs or songs about how hopeless it can feel and so on. But being in love is often depicted in a very positive light. So I wonder just where the emotional or attitudinal place of this song will be. I'll stop talking, we'll listen to it. This is Grace Jones. The track is Love is the Drug, and it's from the 1980. I'm suddenly forgetting what year it is. Let me just check very quickly. Does it show it here? It doesn't show it, of course. I'm going to assume, because it's 1980. Okay, so Grace Jones, 1980, from Warm Leatherette, Love is the Drug. Although I should actually turn things on if I want to actually hear anything. I suppose I should mention the possibility it could be a cover. Seems like she does more than a few covers. Sounds like it could be a Fleetwood Mac tune. Downtown in a red part especially. These parts have a tiny bit of that like synth reggae feel. It's not overwhelming, but it's like in the guitar and the rhythm. Like dissecting itself. I had no clue like what comes next. The tune could end and I wouldn't be surprised. But there was already a point earlier where I thought it might end and it didn't, so I have no idea. Someone get the phone. Or is that the bell? We did hear reference to that. This might be completely unrelated to the composition and chronology of the track, but you know, the unpredictability, it like when you're truly enamored, infatuated, or indeed, you know, madly in love, you know, things are a bit chaotic, unpredictable. It's, you know, not like a rational state of mind. So the fact that I was sort of just along for the ride and not sure what was going to happen next, it felt very appropriate. It does feel like it's making play to the idea of being addicted, and the idea of, you know, that exuberant sort of feeling that comes, you know, when you are under the influence of, you know, dopamine and other chemicals. So yeah, it feels like it's playing off of that, but I didn't catch all the lines specifically. It's another one where I like the composition, the different elements, all the little touches. Again, it had these slower, like longer chords, but also these sort of like rapid fire melodies, and also the synth bass would at times like be very, rapid fire, kind of staccato. The post chorus transitional sections before it would go back into the verses, really love those. And again, they had a bit of that synth reggae vibe. But as I said, it was maybe like 4.5, 5 minutes in. How long was the whole thing? Like 7, 8 minutes? Between that, a little over 7 minutes. So yeah, it was maybe like 4.5, 5 minutes in, and I like it sort of went into a breakdown after, I suppose, like one of the choruses, and I like it felt like it could have ended, but it didn't, and then it came back, and then eventually went into that section where it was sort of taking pieces out like one by one, and it felt like it was dissecting itself. So yeah, like again, I thought it was maybe going to end, but it went much longer, and I'm glad it did because I enjoyed the nature of the final couple minutes. But yeah, it really does seem like whether it's a tune that's more dance floor or a tune that's more jazzy or even with some reggae stylings, like she's very much on the artistic end of whatever genre she touches. It just feels like she will go to this place. And again, I get it. She's working with producers. She's sometimes taking a tune that's already extant and reinterpreting it, at least sonically. So I get that this is part of a larger like group of people like working with Grace, but it does seem like when she goes to these genres, she kind of does her own thing with it. So I do enjoy her artistic and like commanding presence. I've talked about a few artists, like Kate Bush and some others, where like even without seeing a music video, it's like, man, I'm like struck by this person's like musical presence, and Grace very much like feels like she's in that vein. So yeah, top tune once again. Shout out to Mark. I appreciate the patience just with all the deep dives like Madonna and Grace, and not just with Mark but with other folks too. I will continue to try to get around to everything. But yeah, ultimately, as I said, it very much seems Grace is as advertised on the tin, so to speak, and that like she is her own beast, and there's no simple analog or comparative analogy that like, oh well, okay, now I get what she's about. Without having heard her music. So, in any case, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.